Well, a very good morning, everybody, for Monday, sorry, not Monday, feels like Monday because it's not bank holiday anymore. Tuesday, the 1st of June. Where has the time gone? We've just been rigging the K21 that landed out a couple of days ago at Revar Hill. A reminder, if you are landing out in Revar Hill, you will not get an error to retrieve. They're not good, but yeah, the team are just getting that all finalised now with 778. So hopefully that'll be flying later today. So today, the first day we've actually not had fog, which is quite odd to say really for this time of year, but we are still in a easterly airflow, not really under the influence of anything like high pressure. It's almost at the international standard atmosphere. Fronts out to the west, which may bring some higher clouds to western coasts, some troughs which may affect the activities tomorrow. We will see most sort of forecasts showing that really is more of a cloud feature rather than particularly anything bad, but we'll see if that low pressure just sort of goes down very much. We might see some showers, which I thought we got rid of, and then maybe a small ridge of high pressure for later in the week. But for today, a nice day again, probably the last good day before a rest day, with southeasterly winds and no significant weather. Those winds remain 15 knots generally across most of the country, southeasterly, sort of 110, 120 degrees. And there's you can see the front out to the west there, which isn't really going to cause us too much problem unless you go quite far west. So we're not expecting that. And the sea fog is over sort of Hull and up towards Newcastle today. So they get their turn of it. Top temperature today, well, I think we got to 24 yesterday. All the papers have got the hottest day of the year so far. I mean, it is only June, it's not that exciting. 23 degrees. With a dew point probably just into single figures potentially, or just floating around 10. Public forecast is showing sort of a increase in the wind a little bit later, up to probably about 12 or 13 knots. So we may see a little bit of increase at flying height. Very low humidity there, so almost certainly blue if we've got 33% humidity, and definitely sun cream, I can tell you that. Even on sort of the back of my arm, it's not particularly great. 23 degrees it says on here, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see 25 yet again. And yeah, no significant weather at all. That's the picture outside, glorious really. It's nice to finally have seen the return of spring, although actually, it depends which one you go on. The summer equinox is still a little while off, but today would be the first day of summer, meteorologically wise. Tuesday, as Dave was saying here, should a short task, a bit windy. I'm sure that those of you on the grid are going to manage to extract even more than it says there. But yeah, I'm expecting it to go fairly blue. At Farnborough, they're not showing any cloud at all today. For some reason, they're still showing in their TAF as northerly, northeasterly. I'm not really sure that'll be the case later. So yeah, it might be now, but not. I imagine when they reissue that later, it won't be the case. And the top meteo forecast for today. Top meteo has been overdoing it the last few days. I appreciate yesterday was a bit milky and a few of you landed out. Again, not so good down to the west, but if we look at sort of midday again, hopefully we might get a slightly earlier launch today, given the fact that the temperatures are climbing rapidly. Sort of 10, 11 o'clock, we're looking at somewhere in the region of around 4,000 feet above sea level. Quickly getting to sort of lunchtime, where we might see sort of 5,000, 5,500 feet above sea level. Obviously not so good at the windward coasts. Certainly if you are listening to this and you're heading up towards sort of Oxfordshire into Wales, the Mind and stuff like that, and for those of you lucky enough to be a little bit further north than Lasham launching out today, then you're going to have an even greater day. Looking at this, the cloud bases may even sort of reach 6,000 feet above sea level, which is not surprising given how dry the air mass is. But yeah, 2,100 meters there, just probably over Brize Norton, annoyingly. But yeah, very good across that area. Down towards the coast, yeah, if you go much south of probably Petersfield, you're going to find it more of a struggle. and by sort of 6 o'clock, definitely cutting off up into Wiltshire, potentially cutting off here as well. I know a few of you got low back on marginal glide. So once again, the risk of a sea breeze front or some form of convergence on the south coast as that wind comes around. The Larkhill ascent shows that today, roughly, we need about sort of 20, maybe in a bit degrees to get convection up to what looks like to be there about 3,000 feet. I haven't played too much with the numbers. That was taken at 7 o'clock at Larkhill. Wouldn't take much to warm that out further. So yeah, we should get a reasonable day. I'm not expecting the sort of trigger temperature issues that we've had in the last 48 hours. And we'll just have a look actually at the, there you go, 19 and a bit degrees already, and it's only 9 o'clock. So yeah, that temperature is really going up. And the dew points, if we look at the graph, starting to separate now, exponential growth of temperature. That's not a particularly bad exponential growth. Looking at other soundings, 21 degrees at Larkhill will produce about 4,000 feet with blue, maybe chance of cumulus. Fairford's similar. I mean, it's yeah, that's about 23 degrees, gives about 5,500 feet. This is Buckingham at about 3 o'clock. Again, almost 6,000 feet there with about 24 degrees. These are showing a bit more chance of cumulus. The further north you go, the more chance you might see a shallow Q or haze cap. Westminster, not quite as good as you can see, almost certainly blue, and only working up to about 3,500 feet. So all in all, blue at Lasham, maybe a bit of Q further north. Nice to not have the fog. Airspace wise, Solent active all day. That's just the given now. In fact, they're not even sort of closed particularly much in the morning. So as much as that's a pain for us, it is good to see commercial aviation getting back on its feet again. Unfortunately, we're back to a weekday, so the temporary danger area at Keevil is active again. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem for you today. That's successful via danger area crossing service 126.7. If you are operating around there, please do give them a call. They've not always been particularly well communicative to us. I sent them an email, they didn't reply. So please do speak to them if you are going around there and see what's going on. At times they've been no-tamming when the drone has only been around for half the day. So they will have somebody that's sat next to that radio all day. So yeah, the Boscombe zone are probably the first people to call. If you don't get anywhere there, call Keevil Radio and see what's going on. But that's temperature danger area, bit of an odd polygon, 3,500 feet above sea level, out towards the sort of northwest Salisbury Plain training area. Paragliders, there'll be lots of them today. Fairford, active all day for us today, 7:30 till 6:15. I imagine all of the parachute zones are probably going to be active. It's probably getting a bit windier later in the day, but I've heard nothing to say that Chiltern Park isn't active, or Old Sarum, etc. So given the bad run of weather we had in May, I'm going to assume they are active. 32, I don't think anybody's going up that far. Air displays at Sywell, that's a very long no tam. So yeah, just be aware that the few aerobatic teams going around there. I think that's it generally for airspace. Today's, I'm not notified it is a intense gliding day because it's nowhere near as intense as we had earlier. Operationally, with 09 with the grid, there was a Boeing 737 inbound from Stansted in about half an hour or so. I think they're just getting the door shut at the moment. There is also a 737 air test around lunchtime, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think the flight plan we had, it doesn't match up, and I've asked for it to be queried because it said the aircraft was at Bournemouth when it's actually parked over there. So yeah, we'll wait to see what happens with that, but there is going to be an air test, I'm almost certain. That is probably going to be about 45 minutes in duration, so we might try and time lunchtime for that. It's probably going to go out around the local area into the airway network and back into Lasham. So when I get more information, I will let you know, but do keep an eye out for that. And obviously jet movements here do get delayed at times, so be aware of that. Tug pilots, if we could just make sure that we're avoiding the noise abatement areas, that's been a very hotly contested issue over the last couple of days. Showden Park Farm off to our east, which is the big complex just after the garden centre, not directly overflying that at 100 feet. Also Burkham House, they were much happier yesterday, but on 09 we shouldn't overfly them. And also there's a stud farm south of sort of southeast of Bentworth, sort of near Beach. For those of you that know the area well, they're also not wanting overflights because they've got horses in foal currently, horses providing foal currently, and they were very reasonable when I spoke to them. They've been residents for 30 years. They wanted to know why we were so busy. So yeah, we do take noise seriously here. This is not something that we're just going to brush under the carpet. So but yes, I think we'll hopefully get a good resolution for all. Other than that, restaurant and bar are open. If we could make sure we're calling our landouts into Lasham when you do land in a field, because I have to go and look for you. Make sure also your trailers are closed if your glider is parked up overnight, because I then have to go out searching for the glider that's been parked somewhere else on the airfield. So it really does help me on that. I think the grids will be, we've got 4 or 5 tugs today, so not as big as yesterday, but yeah, we'll need our helpers as usual. But other than that, another nice day awaits, and we shall see what happens. And I'll wait for the tasks. Again, avoid popping, please. I'm not going to beat around the bush on that one. If I start getting complaints and I'm asked to hand the details over, I will. It's that they can file paperwork just like I do on aircraft that do silly things near here. So please, please, please respect them just as we would expect to be treated. Enough of me whinging. I bid you a very good day, and I'll see you a bit later on the airfield. Bye for now.